Despite a ceasefire being declared 2 months ago, little progress has been achieved. The enclave has now been split in two, with Palestinians restricted to half their previous territory. Any attempt to leave the so-called red zone is met with violence. No journalists have yet been allowed into the strip, and there remain restrictions on food aid and medical aid. And in that time, over 300 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli fire in the enclave. Aerial strikes have continued on Gaza throughout, with an encampment for displaced people in al-Masawi struck just last week as people slept. 5 Palestinians were killed, including, tragically, 3 children. The UN has also said that a shockingly high number of children are still suffering from acute malnutrition in the Strip, with more than 9,000 hospitalised for the condition in October alone. 9,000! 9,000 kids hospitalised, and you still have people in Britain's political and media class saying there's no problem with regards to food and people getting hold of it. And Israel's military strategy, even by its own standards, has been shown to have failed completely. Though weakened by 2 years of war, Hamas still dominates Gaza, with Israeli intelligence officers telling the New York Times the group is rebuilding, quote, day by day.
I would love to say that it's not going to take the form of resumed escalation, full escalation. But I fear that it will. And if it's not in 2026, it will be probably at some other juncture that's politically expedient for Israel's political class. And that's the sad truth of it. One thing that I think maybe we haven't ever, I haven't brought out enough, is that often the bombings of Gaza coincide almost perfectly with an election cycle in Israel. Obviously, October 7th was slightly different, and the genocide that followed it, because that was set off by a very specific event. But prior to that, 2014, 2012, all the way back to 96, I think, Netanyahu has former in starting these offensives when it's politically expedient to him, i.e. in the context of an election cycle, or because he's being hunted by Israel's political class.